In this game, construction is very well made and it offers tons of possibilities in base building. There is an easy snapping of building components that makes it easier to build, and it even has terraforming features, very useful for building castles atop of hills or digging canals for connecting seas, to name a few. Tip number 11. Construction is 100% resource refundable, so do not be afraid to build. You can easily be refunded if you just plain made a mistake or if you decide to change your mind. The hammer tool can be accessed by equipping it, right click to select what to build, and left click to build it, and the middle mouse button to destroy what you are hovering. If an item breaks or if you remove a block of your structure, do not fret. 100% of the resources will drop on the floor for easy pickup. Tip number 12. Also, be very careful of the use of the hammer middle mouse button for retrieving back resources. A consequence of tip number 11 is that it presents some risks, as you can so easily remove a component with a middle mouse button click. It also means you could very easily click on a critical block, and the structural integrity of the building could be affected, with big consequences, such as the collapse of a portion of your building which was previously supported by the removed block. Tip number 13. Fire constructed indoor is very important in the game. It is required for cooking, it provides you comfort and light, and it is also necessary if you desire to sleep in your bed by night. Yes, it is very realistic, but what is also very realistic is the smoke generated by the fire. So while it is very useful to place a fire indoor for the said reasons, besides protecting it from the rain, you need to design your building with a smoke exhaust system. Tip number 14. The different crafting benches in the game are upgradable by adding improvements within close proximity of the crafting benches. There will be numerous of them over time, and this can be consuming lots of space. So you can either have a nice looking crafting area, for example, with ample space in the main floor of your base, and then place the improvement beside the benches. But what you can also consider is during the early game, to have it much more compact and save space. In order to do so, you can place the improvements either underneath the floor or above the ceiling, as long as it is close enough to the crafting benches. It is all up to you. Tip number 15. Terraforming is really great in this game, but I have learned the hard way that excavating to a lower level is actually a lot easier than elevating the ground. Therefore, if you desire to build a castle with a moat around it, it is much faster to build on higher grounds at first, then excavate around your palisade perimeter for the moat. But you can definitely fill the ground at some portions also. An early game bonus tip. While you will instinctively build your first base in the meadows biome, I highly recommend to select an area in close proximity to the Black Forest, as early on, you will need many different types of resources from this biome, whether for building, crafting, or cooking.